Wellpark Children's Centre. Development of awareness of letters and phonics. Virtual home learning video. There are many different parts to developing language and literacy skills. These are developing listening and attention, developing oral language skills, reading, developing awareness of letter and phonics, developing writing skills. This video will focus on letters and phonics. So, what is phonological awareness? Well, it's really just a fancy term for the ability to hear and identify various sounds in spoken word. Phonological awareness is the building blocks that we need to put in place for children to be successful readers in the future. Phonological awareness lets children recognise and work with the sounds of spoken language, which means they will be able to understand syllables and rhyming words. Phonological awareness moves from noticing to doing once children get the skills. Children can recognise rhyming words and then they will start to come up with their own rhyming words. There are different stages to phonological awareness. Stage 1 is just having an awareness of the rhythms and patterns in speech. Stage 2 is having an awareness of the syllables in a word. Stage 3 is having an awareness of syllables and rhyming words, being able to say that cat rhymes with hat. And stage 4 is having an awareness of the individual sounds within a word, so knowing that snake begins with a S sound. It's really important when you're supporting phonics at home that it's part of your everyday play experiences. It's not something that we're sitting children down to do specific activities for. We really need to just make language part of our everyday, do lots of talking. You can read rhyming books and sing nursery rhymes. That's a really good place to start. Here are some of our favourite nursery rhymes, and if you search on YouTube, you will find the words. Here are some of our favourite rhyming stories. You will be able to ask nursery if you can have some of these stories in your child's lending library. Having fun with rhyme. When you are reading your rhyming stories, a good way to explore rhyme is to stop when you're reading the story. So if you were reading Incy Wincy Spider climbed up the water spout, down came the rain and washed the spider, stop reading and see if your child can tell you the next word is out. Then you can give them a general awareness by saying spout and out sound the same. You can make up silly rhymes as part of your everyday life, like up to bed sleepyhead. When your child gets really good at rhymes, you can start to tell them the words that sound the same. And then you can ask them if they can think of any other words that sound the same. You can also do this with physical objects. So get 3 things from around your house, 2 things that sound the same and 1 that does not, and ask your child to pick one, tell them what it sounds like and see if they can find the one that sounds the same. Some examples of this could be a Lego brick, a stick and a sock. So the child would pick the brick. You would then pick the stick and say, oh, stick sounds like brick. Or you can pick the sock and ask your child if it sounds like brick or stick and see if they can get this. Now don't worry if they don't get this, because that's a really, really hard thing to do and just takes lots and lots of practice. When they get really good at it, then you can go for more than 3 objects and you could have a basket of things that sound the same. Again, the staff in nursery can help you with this if you don't have these resources at home. Another thing that we can explore just as part of our everyday lives is syllables. You can clap the syllables in a word. So when you're saying words like elephant, you would clap 3 times, elephant. And just do that with lots of different words that you use on a daily basis. You could clap the syllables of all the people in your family. And if you have Lego, once they start to get an awareness of syllables, you could just use your Lego while you're playing, and you could have, say, 2 bricks. So if your child was called Thomas, then you could say these 2 bricks are Thomas, and when you put them together, it makes the word Thomas. If you struggle with syllables, you can go on to howmanysyllables.com and it will tell you how many syllables are in words. And there's lots of great YouTube videos on syllables. But again, remember just to do it as part of your everyday life. When we're introducing initial sounds and rhymes, as we've said throughout this whole video, it's very important we just do it when we're out walking or talking. Some ideas to do this are just to make an emphasis on the sound. So when you're getting dressed in the morning, you could say, put on your socks. Socks begin with a S sound. What else begins with a S sound? And see if your children can start to identify other words. You can play games like I Spy with My Little Eye. Again, that's only once your children have got really good at hearing the sounds and being able to identify them. Then, when they're really good at all of these games, you can start to break up the sounds in words. So when you're saying, oh, we're going on the bus, then you can say, oh, bus is a b-us, bus. That lets children hear that there are different sounds in a word. When we're introducing letters, as with all of the things that we spoke about in this video, it's not about sitting down and writing letters, it's just about having a general awareness before they go to school. When you're out and about, you can point out letters on signs, on licence plates of cars. You can say that's an a letter, or you can ask your child to see if they know what the letter is called. We want to introduce your child to what their name looks like so that they can find their peg and things like that in school. So again, you can ask staff in the nursery to give you a copy of your child's name laminated that you can stick up round the house or on the door of their bedroom, and see if they can start to identify the letters in their name and perhaps identify those letters out in the environment. If your child has a real interest in letters and is beginning to write them or point them out, then we want to encourage this. But remember, school teaches sounds and letters in a very specific way. So we just want a general awareness at this time. If your child can recognise and name the letters in their name, then this is great. And we should continue to encourage pointing out of other letters and sounds in the environment. If they are interested in writing letters, then you can write letters down and see if they can copy them. You can talk to them about that's a round shaped letter, or this letter L is like a straight line, and just have those general chit chats with them. Children do not need to know their letters or be able to write their letters before they go to school. It would be really helpful if they can recognise their name and the letter shapes in their name, but again, this will be taught when they go to school. If your child has been doing all of the activities in this video and you find that they are really good at syllables and understanding that words have different parts, then you could start to look at Jolly Phonics. This is what school use to teach sounds. There are lots of Jolly Phonics songs on YouTube, and if your child learns the songs, it would be helpful for them when they start school. There are actions that go along with the sounds of each letter, and those are all in the video too. Remember, if you're not sure whether your child's ready for this, ask your child's key worker in nursery who will be able to help you. Be a good role model. It's really important that we role model talking and sounds and have that general awareness of what letters at the beginning of words sound like. It's really important that we look at our children when we're speaking to them so that they can see our lips move and how we make the sounds, and that we're down at their level so that again they can see our face when we're talking. One final reminder, learning is best done through play. Some children will be able to sit and play a game, others may need to be more active. You know your child best. Make sure you've got nothing to do if you're going to sit down and do some phonics with your children. Put your phone away and get down to your child's level to play. Remember and give lots of praise and encouragement, and if they get it wrong, don't worry, just keep practicing. Most importantly, have fun.